che è il dottor Mangstl, che è direttore della divisione Knowledge Exchange and Capacity Building, cioè dello scambio della conoscenza e la costruzione delle competenze della FAO, Dipartimento di Knowledge e Communication. Quindi portiamo in campo le competenze di una grande organizzazione come la FAO, che ha deciso di utilizzare l'e-learning come veicolo di formazione e condivisione, e questo mi piace, capacity building, costruzione delle competenze, che mi riprometto di copiare in qualche modo da qualche altra parte, perché come sapete oggi su internet è tutto, insomma. Okay. If you are ready, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for inviting me to this very interesting conference. I did like a lot as the presentations. In FAO, e-learning is one of our activities of my office. We are in charge of research and extension, meaning we work with member countries to advise them to set up their research extension systems. We are in charge of knowledge management, knowledge sharing, using modern tools to build a modern organization like the Web2 tools. We have also linkages to other organizations such as the Global Forum Agricultural Research and the CGIAR. Why do we also, amongst all these activities, worry about e-learning? FAO has normative role, meaning we produce a lot of information, knowledge, publications. We are also managing in our office, but we have also a role in capacity development, helping our member countries to develop their institutions, but also the knowledge of the experts. And we have done this in the past through traditional classroom training, but we believe this does not work if you want to go in that direction, to train as many people as possible. The face-to-face training is not the right approach, the right technology. We would not have enough human resources, and we should also worry about the costs. We developed an e-learning strategy some 10 years ago, based, as I said before, on the needs of our member countries. We built this on existing resources and expertise, both internal and external to FAO. One of the mistakes we made at the very beginning, trying to get too much access to our own expertise, but our experts are too busy to develop e-learning materials and not very well trained for doing this. So we needed to work quite a bit with external resources. This is the reason why we also started to collaborate with other agencies and institutions who are facing the same challenges. In the meanwhile, we have quite an extensive network of experts and institutions to help us in the development and delivery of our e-learning material. What is the role of our e-learning programs? Build awareness and understanding, provide on-the-job training for technical staff, make available tools, methodologies and guidelines along with learning materials. And also the e-learning materials are also available in the support of face-to-face training. We have a number of conditions for setting up partnerships. I will take a little bit later about how many partnership arrangements. I do not want to go through all of these bullet points. There are partners who do financial support, most welcome, but there are partners who lead the development of a course, host a design workshop, partners with subject matter expertise, and many others, including evaluation and dissemination. Our first product has been the information management. Now we would call it information and knowledge management resource kit, because this started prior to our work in FAO's knowledge organization. And I did this at the beginning in this time in my own area of responsibility information management in FAO to avoid that I have to go to all my director colleagues to convince them that we need e-learning. The strategy was develop a methodology, use it in our own domain, and offer it later to us, the colleagues, which worked quite nicely. And we started in 2001 in this area and have now more than 45 partners internationally. In the meanwhile, in this area, we published a number of modules in management of electronic documents, digital libraries. The third one, investing in information for development, is meant for decision makers, because if you want to develop capacities, you can not only train those who are at the working level, you need also an awareness raising activity for the managers. Then very much the building of electronic communities and networks. If you want to go in the area of knowledge sharing, you need to have people who are skilled to facilitate networks, communities and networks. And Web 2 for development, digital libraries and repositories are assets in progress, are management of spatial data, knowledge sharing for development and scientific and technical writing. Here just an idea about some of the partners we are working with since many years. Now, as I mentioned before, after developing these materials for the use of my own office, we reached out to other departments in FAO and have now substantive material, like in the area of food security, mostly financed through a huge EC project in FAO with our economic and social department. We have with other partners in the biodiversity, one of the CGIAR international centers in plant genetic resources, with our own technical cooperation department, impact assessment tools for our food security programs, the concept of right to food and food safety. The food security EC-FAO collaboration has a long list of modules. As I said before, I'm not going to read out all of them. They all started with the concepts and frameworks, information systems, up to policies and market assessments and many other areas of work. What you need if you want to be trained in your country. We are focusing mostly on developing countries to be an expert to assess your country's situation related to food security. What is our approach? As I said before, we started first to believe our own colleagues in FAO would be very important in the development of the materials, but they are busy and are not experts. So we look for senior subject matter experts, field practitioners, and members of the target audience all together, and working together in developing the curricula. Then the content is developed by subject matter experts, then peer-reviewed and worked with by instructional designers, and the materials are delivered on the web, on CD-ROMs, and lessons are available in SCORM format. We have to do a lot in the delivery of offline like CD-ROMs, because many of our learners in developing countries do have serious access, digital divide, not having real access to online technologies. Scenarios, as I said, dissemination, internet, CD-ROM, we work through learning platforms, learning systems. We also have all our course materials available as PowerPoints for face-to-face training, if somebody wants to do a training course also and using the same material. We are now, since quite some a year or so, we have requests from universities using some of our material. It was a very positive surprise to me as part of master courses. like the African virtual universities, like the Open University of Catalonia.